Ann and Kelly here with Disquiet Time on our West Virginia cryptids adventure in June of 2024, because someday we're going to forget when that was.
Yes.
All right. We
won't forget how hot it is.
We will not forget how hot this is. It is, where are we? We're a little bit northeast of Mooresville, West Virginia. Little rundown. We started out in Point Pleasant. We started our trip there, went to the Mothman Museum, saw the Mothman statue.
Did see the Mothman statue, and he does have a very shiny butt.
Very shiny butt.
And apparently he's wearing a thong.
It's very strange, yeah. We also... What else did we...
Wait, that might be an orangey mimosa.
Oh, it might be. Okay, let's go over this way. Sorry, we've been taking tons of pictures of trees because the trees are actually very different than in the Ozarks. I didn't expect that much variation. And we're both in love with eastern hemlocks and blue spruce now at this point.
I think it's just dead.
It's just dead flowers.
It's not one of the orange ones. It's not one of the orange mimosas.
Oh, that's too bad, but that does look like a mimosa.
Yeah, it is a mimosa, I think. The ferns are enormous.
The
ferns are really big.
So many ferns. So that first day, we were in Point Pleasant. Then we went to Flatwoods and went to the Flatwoods Museum. And that was really cool. Picked up a bunch of brochures and stuff there, too. And then, the Mothman Museum is super cheesy fun. It was great.
It's a lot of fun.
Let's see. What else? I guess it was the end of the day for Flatwoods.
No,
we did something else.
We did the museum, and then we went to our hotel.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so it was the end of the day.
And we ate that custard stand where we both didn't feel good after, so we fulfilled the Monopoly part.
Yes, there was a Monopoly board game for Braxton County, and one of the things was eat too much at the custard stand restaurant. So
it was a turn. Yes, we both did.
We did. Then the next day, we went out and headed out of Flatwoods toward
Mount Nebo.
Mount Nebo, yep. Because we grew up on a different Mount Nebo. So we headed down there, and it was beautiful. And while we were down there, we found a winery, and they were super nice, and we had a great time there. And then we found a road called Polemic. Was that it?
Polemic Run Road.
Okay.
Polemic Run Road, yeah.
Okay.
And what we found on the history on that, polemic means basically an argument, not like a fight argument, but like a debate. And that was a popular pastime way back in the days, so Polemic Run Road. But it is apparently very rough. And we were told at the winery that, you probably need an all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive vehicle. And we are not. We are in a rental.
Yeah.
So we will either bring my all-wheel drive or rent an all-wheel drive next time to go actually check it out, because it's supposed to be nice and spooky and fun and full of all sorts of just local wildlife and plants. So
So we didn't get to go up it. We found it, but we didn't get to go up it.
Yeah, it was a steep grade gravel. Yeah. Maybe we should get in the car and...
Okay.
The sun's coming back out.
Yeah, the sun's coming back out. Sorry, it is super, super hot right now. There is a quote-unquote heat dome over large portions of the United States, and we're in it. Though this was supposed to be the double cicada brood year, but we have not heard a single cicada.
I thought the tornado got it.
Yeah.
Home.
Yeah, at home we thought the tornado that came through in May, but so far we haven't heard cicadas here either.
But it was quiet, but it wasn't creepy quiet last night.
Yeah.
I'm hoping tonight we can find somewhere to take night photos is what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that tonight we can find somewhere.
Sorry, the car is dinging.
The car that we are driving it complains about literally everything.
Yep. Okay, so what have we done? Okay, we found Polemic Road. Oh, and then we found a brochure for an asylum tour. So we headed up that way, and that was amazing. The architecture of that building is incredible. It was started in 1858 is when they started building it. It was interrupted by the Civil War, of course.
Well, and it actually was built, it was still part of Virginia.
It was still part of Virginia at that point, yeah. And then
After the Civil War, it was now West Virginia.
Yes, and then it became a quote-unquote insane asylum. But we were asking, because there were a lot of the stuff, they're like, look, you see there's no bars on these doors, there's, they can go outside. So, and
First floor.
And it's like, well, these are people who didn't need a lot of supervision. So we're like, well, okay, well, who didn't need supervision? Who was here not needing supervision? And it was basically you dumped all your unwanted wives and children there.
Yeah, surprise, my wife isn't nice to me, so we're putting her in the asylum.
Yeah. But it was pretty nice.
And he said,
there.
like, people with epilepsy. That is not
epilepsy.
a mental illness.
No.
Head northwest on
Though it was interesting. It was, I'd have to look up the guy's name again.
Kirkbride.
Kirkbride. His plan was that it did need to be an attractive, open, airy space instead of, a horrible place. You didn't dump your insane people in a hole. You needed to put them somewhere pretty.
Yeah. So it was.
And it was.
It was nice. Though apparently it was chronically overcrowded, which made conditions unpleasant, which is sad.
And they do have a lot of apparitions and stuff that appear there.
He showed us some pictures. Our tour guide, Greg Hill, was fantastic.
He was really awesome.
And he's a furniture maker, which was cool.
And he makes recreations of some of the stuff that they have in the actual building there. Recreations of the original furniture.
Original antiques.
So it was very
quite a
interesting.
complex. It was it had lots of buildings, not just this giant building, but lots of them.
Right.
And they had their own coal mine and gas mine and farming. Well, not so much farming as ranching.
As we found, farming is not in that part of West Virginia.
Yeah.
Not good.
The ground is just way too rocky. So, and then after the asylum, we drove to Smoke Hole Caverns area and stayed the night and took a tour of the caverns this morning. And they were really, really neat.
They were neat. They were neat.
They were very cool.
It wasn't wild that they called them the Seneca Indians.
I know. They should not be calling them Indians. They are the native peoples or indigenous peoples.
Yeah, they did refer to them as Indians.
Yes, the Seneca indigenous people originally used the caves, at the entrance of the caves. Apparently the circulation is right, so that if you go back just a little ways and light a fire, the smoke will rise up, of course, and then would smoke meats and stuff like that, but then exit the cave and not.
It's basically a smoke house,
Yeah.
but a cave.
At the entrance
So
of
that's
the
how it's
caverns.
the smoke hole.
That's what it became known as. It was beautiful. Lots of stalactites and stalagmites and
Ribbon stalagmites
Yeah,
or
those were
stalactites. I've never
cool.
seen that before. I've never seen ribbon.
I've been in several
Been on several
caverns.
cave tours, and I've never seen ribbon stalactites.
It was really pretty.
So far we've seen some really pretty stuff. Beautiful area. We're gonna have to do some more research though on it.
Yeah, definitely the architecture and stuff
It's been
is
very
just
interesting.
amazing.
Very interesting. Very distinctive.
Yeah. Though I can totally see how you could live in this area for generations and still be scared of what's in these woods. We'll
Absolutely.
post pictures. Oh my gosh, they are so deep and dark and dense and steep. There's areas that probably have not had a human foot on them more than once or twice in the last 200 years.
Yeah, because you just can't get to them.
Yeah.
You've got to be a goat or something to get there.
It's so deep and dark and creepy and spooky, but gorgeous. It's so beautiful. Absolutely want to come back here. It does appear to be as poor as its
Very
reputation.
poor. The only way to describe it is crushing.
It is. It's very sad because this is a gorgeous, wonderful natural area, and I totally understand the cryptid things coming out of here. I mean, when you hear the stories of the Flatwoods monster that they went uphill to a farmer's field, and
They didn't just go uphill. They must have freaking rock climbed.
Yeah, and I can see how in the dark even now is so dark at night.
Yeah.
Oh, we gotta tell the story of our first night.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we landed at the airport in Cincinnati and drove into Gallipolis, I think is how we decided to say it. And that's it's in Ohio, but it's right across the river from Point Pleasant in West Virginia. The river bridge that collapsed. And we took a wrong turn.
Bridge.
The replacement bridge, yes. But the Silver Bridge had originally collapsed, and that's where the Mothman story started. We accidentally took a wrong turn in the dark and ended up in West Virginia. We went across
We did not
the bridge.
accidentally take a wrong turn. Google told us wrong.
Google told us wrong. Google told us wrong. We ended up in West Virginia driving down pitch black roads.
I think that was 4. I think that was Highway 4.
Highway 4. And it was, wow. And then we finally find our place to turn around. We're trying to make our way back, get back on the right track. And both of us saw, at the same time, something on the side of the road. It was laying on the side of the road, so it looked like it was dead. But it was dark gray. And we both kind of thought it looked like something between an anteater and a dinosaur.
Yeah.
So it has now since been dubbed the Antosaurus Rex. So the next morning, we were like, we're going to purposely take this turn again. And went down there, and it's gone.
Yeah, the only thing we saw on the side of the road was a light brown deer.
Mm-hmm. And even in that pitch black, a light brown deer flashing in the headlights is not going to look like a dark gray anteater.
No, and what we saw was laying further off the side of the road. So,
don't know what that was. That's our closest thing to a cryptid sighting.
Yeah, but it was gone in the morning, which is a shame.
Conspiracy theory!
Because I'm kind of wondering what in the heck it was, though.
I know. I want to know, too.
I don't know. Maybe it was like a wolf or something? I don't know.
Do they have wolves? They have wolves. They must have
I think
wolves.
they have wolves.
All right. We are back for a part 2 that we never got to while we were still on the trip.
Yeah, well, we didn't have any signal.
Yeah. Once we lost it before smoke hole. Yep. That was it.
It was gone.
Yep. Never got it back until the airport. Oh. So, but it was still cool. Harper's Ferry was a really different experience.
Right. It's not like the rest of West Virginia by any stretch.
No. I mean, the architecture was different, just like the whole feel of it was different, even though right there is where we were on the Appalachian Trail.
Right, but it's probably the least Appalachian of the entire trip. You know,
it was really interesting.
In vibe, it was the least Appalachian in vibe, but except for the little pulp factory ruins.
Yeah, that was really fun. Yeah. When we first got there, we were really disappointed. The hotel was not great. We were like, oh no.
I mean, it wasn't too bad since we did get the first floor. We did get moved to the first floor, so
yes.
It had AC that worked. The beds were clean. It was fine. The breakfast was disappointing. I have to say.
Oh, it was so disappointing.
So, going west to east, the breakfast just kind of went downhill. We started out with great biscuits and gravy in Ohio, of all places.
Yeah. It was almost West Virginia. It was on the bridge.
Yeah, I mean, it was right there, but then West Virginia, Harper's Ferry, the hotel did not do a good breakfast. Who steams their biscuits? I mean, come on.
They were so gummy. It was gross.
That was very weird. So the breakfast experience kind of went downhill for us.
Yes, but everything else was really fabulous. Cute town.
First one.
Yeah. So, but it was, I mean, we drove all around that very first day, and within 45 minutes we knew our way all around. It's so tiny.
Right, there's only like 5 roads in all of Harper's Ferry.
Yep. So, and we'd made it to downtown where Anne made her best purchase of the trip.
I did. $20 for a 3-day pass, park in state park parking lots. It got us everywhere we needed to.
Everything was state parks parking, so yeah, we went everywhere on that thing.
It saved us so much headache by having the state park pass.
Yep. So, but cute downtown, walked around. We were officially on the Appalachian Trail there, which is crazy. Yeah, and stopped in at the Trail Center, the Appalachian Trail Center.
Yes. Did stop in at the Conservancy, the Appalachian Trail.
Conservancy, yep. Bought maps, all that. It was really cool. And that's when we found the old pulp paper factory.
Yep.
So all it is 5, 2-3 story tall walls making, I guess 6 walls making 5 compartments, giant compartments that slope off really far.
Yeah, they all had turbines in them.
Yeah, they used to house turbines in the past.
And the year that what was it now? It was like the year it was decommissioned.
It decommissioned in 65? 1935. And then 1936?
It was like within a year it was destroyed by by flooding.
Yeah.
So all of the wood part of the structure is gone. Let's see if I can read it on the picture I have here.
Yeah, I can't remember. I
So-
remember it ended
I
in a
have the
6.
picture. So in 1887-88, on the former site of the Shenandoah Canal's lower locks, Thomas Savory erected his large mill to provide wood pulp for the paper industry. It was 10 turbines arranged in pairs, which is why there's 5 stalls, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
So by the 20s, Savory's mill had the capacity to produce 15 tons of pulp daily.
Which is amazing.
But it was 1935. After several
35 is
unprofitable
not good,
years,
30
the mill closed in 1935, which, I mean, come on, we had the Great Depression. Of course it was unprofitable, right?
Right.
But
Right.
within the year, the building was destroyed by a record flood in 1936.
There we go. I knew it ended in a 6. I thought it was 35, 36.
Yep.
So that was really neat. Walked around all through there.
Yeah, we got some pretty good pictures there.
Yeah, both day and night.
Yeah, I got some good night pictures as well.
We tried to catch a bullfrog.
Yeah. We had the lemonade floats downtown. We had
lemonade
Gatorade
floats.
float, which
Those are
probably
good.
just shows how dehydrated we were. That Gatorade float was good.
Yeah.
Haven't tried it yet.
I haven't tried it to see if it's any good since I'm back.
Yeah, I have a feeling that it probably is nowhere near as good as we thought it was in 95-degree heat.
Yeah, it was just. But hiking along through the woods was really cool. Got all the way down to the Potomac, I guess is where it was.
Yeah, got down to the river. Well, that was right behind the pulp factory.
Yep, the river was right behind it.
There, you can get down to the river. You can cross the railroad tracks. Now there were homeless people living down there. No surprise. One of them might have been bathing in the river when we were down there. So, the vibe check was 50-50. So we went ahead and headed back. Just
ourselves move on. Yeah.
We've got down to the river, and then you can go downtown, and one of the streets in town actually is technically part of the trail, and then you can go across a railroad trestle bridge.
That was cool. I mean, it was hot, but it was really cool.
Hot. We didn't actually make it all the way to the end because we couldn't tell if we could actually get into the tunnel and into the shade. It was like, no, too hot in case we have to stand in the sun.
Yeah, we have to get out of the sun. We have to get out of the sun.
Which, that bridge caught on fire? Like 2 days after we left.
That bridge, or was it the one where the man was bathing? I think it was that one, the first one.
I think it's the one where we were at.
Okay.
Because it was the train bridge, not the overpass.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Overpass was a train bridge. And they kept mentioning the Appalachian Trail.
Okay,
so
yeah.
I can't remember. Something happened and that bridge actually caught on fire 2 days after we left.
Yeah, which is crazy. That must have been exciting.
Well, as I always say, excitement's highly overrated.
Right. Right.
So
it was really cool where we were. We were so close to both Virginia and Maryland. Like, we could drive out of West Virginia and hit Virginia, and 2 minutes later down the road, it was welcome to Maryland.
Right. So we could go just sort of back and forth on all those right there. It was like in an hour's drive, we've been back and forth a few times.
Yeah. It was wild.
And that's why Harper's Ferry has a completely different feel too, is that it is essentially Virginia.
Yeah.
It is essentially northeastern Virginia in culture and style and stuff like that.
Yes.
We did get some really pretty pictures off of that bridge. I did get some really nice pictures there.
Yes.
There were some neat plants. There was that one little plant that bit us.
Oh, yeah. I'd forgotten about that.
It took a couple hours even after putting hydrocortisone cream on it for it to quit stinging.
Yeah, that one was not good.
I don't know what it was. It just looked like grass, but it bit me.
Yeah. No, I got a little on me. It wasn't pleasant.
It were not. Saw some deer.
Yep.
Ooh, I don't like this picture of me. I don't like this picture at all. I look like I've had a stroke.
Oh, no.
Like one of my eyes is drooping. Ugh.
Oh, no.
I don't think I usually look like that.
No. I would notice.
I would hope so. Hope somebody would have said, "Hey, you're all right."
So it was cool. We can now officially say we've been on the
You've been on the
Appalachian.
Appalachian Trail.
So that was cool. And the
Well,
town was really cool and kind of goth hippie in a lot of ways, very dog friendly, tons of dogs. So, and we went
yeah.
to the Rabbit Hole restaurant for dinner that last night.
Was it Rabbit Hole? Maybe it is Rabbit Hole.
Yeah, it was Rabbit Hole.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be Rabbit Lair, but actually, I think that is a yarn shop.
That's a yarn shop up here in our
Yeah.
downtown.
Oh, is it down our downtown? Oh, okay, it's not Eureka. Okay.
Nope.
Yeah, I was
Nope.
like, wait a
it's
minute,
our
was that it?
downtown.
Nope, that's yarn. We did not eat yarn for dinner.
Nope. So I ate
No.
artichoke that made into a faux crab patty, and it was delicious.
Yeah. I had the red rice and hemp seed burger. And that was actually pretty tasty.
Good.
Now, the waitress said, "Oh yeah, it's a burger texture." It is not.
No.
But that is not a knock on it. It's not saying ew, it was not. But it was not a burger texture, but it was good.
Yep.
So,
It was
okay, so Harper's Ferry facts. The population.
Louis, stop. Okay.
Remember the population for Harper's Ferry?
It was like 257 or something. It was tiny.
Very close. 267.
267. Okay.
And it was founded in 1761. 62. Is it a 1 or a 2? Ooh, let me zoom up on that. It's a 1. I was right the first time.
61. Okay. Oh my goodness. I mean, that's before our state was even a state.
Right. And the elevation was 489 feet above sea level, which actually is surprising considering how close to the sea it is.
Yeah. Well, we were in the mountains still.
But the average temperature,
Oh yeah.
57 degrees.
Yeah.
And that explained why none of the AC units in this town seemed to be adequate for the extreme heat.
Yeah. No, nobody could
They
do
were
it.
not prepared for it. They were not even
No.
remotely prepared for it.
They were all melting just like we were.
So
Yeah. But it was
Yeah.
cute. It was a nice little town. I liked it.
it is. It is a nice little town. I enjoyed it. We went into the winery over there in Virginia. I think I liked the winery over near Mount Nebo in more central West Virginia better because it was not nearly as pretentious.
Right. No, this one was very much just a fancy winery.
Yes, but the birthday party of very overdressed wasps
Right.
came in. It was like, yep, we're in the wrong place. But I mean, you got to give it credit because they were trying to go for a Louisiana theme, even though the entire building was clearly meant to look
Yeah. That was odd.
not Spanish Mission. So I did work on a church at work that was Spanish Mission for part of it, and it's beautiful. This is like Spanish Mansion.
Yes.
That they then tried to just throw crawdads on stuff and a couple wood barrels and say, "See, we're Louisiana themed."
It was funny.
The wine was fine.
The wine was good. The baguette was good.
Yeah. The candies that we bought there that were made at a restaurant in Leesburg, I believe she said.
Yeah, Virginia.
Leesburg, Virginia. Yeah, those were good. They had some very fancy chocolates that were so glossy. I wasn't sure if they were chocolates or like glazed,
Like hard
candies.
candies or something. Yeah.
Yeah, but they were chocolates. All of them were chocolates. So, that was fun. That was definitely fun. And that's where we then drove into, I got some good pictures of the railroad tracks down by the river.
Oh, okay.
I don't think I sent any of those to you. I might need to try to send some.
I need to download all those.
Yeah, I'd say overall that Harper's Ferry is a lot of fun. It is not West Virginia as the rest of West Virginia.
Right.
Go for the independent Harper's Ferry experience.
Yes. Well, I picked Harper's Ferry when I planned the trip going west to east, not because I knew anything about it or how the vibe was, but because it was on the Appalachian Trail.
Right.
So I kind of had a preconceived idea of how it would be.
And it wasn't anything like that at all. I was very confused when we first got into town. I was like, this is not what I thought the Appalachian Trail was going to be. But that's, just one part of it. And the whole rest of the state's
Right.
not on the trail, but it's in the Appalachians, and it's completely different. Just even as soon as we kind of we had to go through a big chunk of Virginia to get
Yes.
there.
Yes.
And pretty much as soon as we crossed back into West Virginia from Virginia, it was like, nope, the architecture is even completely different. This is nothing like it.
Uh-huh.
But
Everything changed.
in and of itself, as its own entity, Harper's Ferry is delightful.
Yes. Yes. In and of itself, it was very nice.
And you do get to walk on the Appalachian Trail and be in town and be sipping your lemonade float while you do it.
Exactly. And when it's 95 degrees, you want that.
You need the lemonade float. And then you can stop by that little general store and buy the t-shirt that says, I walked the width.
The width.
Which is about what we did.
Yep. Yep.
So
it was fun. That was a great end.
And there were a lot of hikers and mountain bikers and stuff around. And that's mostly who was in the hotel we were in, were mountain bikers, it looked like.
Mm-hmm. That's what it seemed to be.
It's like, yeah, let these people who think they're in good shape, let them climb to the second floor without an elevator.
Yeah.
Like, who has a hotel without an elevator? Ew.
Yeah. Especially
Unless
in that
it's a hotel.
Yep. That it turned out to be okay.
Yeah, no, the room was fine, It was cool enough. We had enough hot water for showers. So we had to take a couple extra showers because it was so hot.
Ugh. Yes, conserving clothes to be able to wear at the airport the next day was an unexpected.
It was, yeah. I mean, we knew it was going to be hot, and so that's why I had to pack so many clothes. Because usually when I travel, whatever I traveled there in on the flight, I'll wear for my flight out.
No, that was not happening.
We knew it was going to be hot, and I didn't have anything that was actually clean for the flight back. I was like, well, I've got underwear that's clean, and everything else does have some sweat on it.
Yep.
I apologize for anybody sitting next to me, but it is 95 degrees and very humid.
Yep.
So
then we spent 12 hours in the DC airport.
Yeah, we were in Reagan for over 12 hours at that point.
Yeah, a little over.
And
that was rough.
You see the zombie with the blue feet.
Yeah, and the little birds and.
Yeah, the birds. Yeah, even the birds had come inside. I guess it was so hot that they were like, "Screw this, we're gonna go inside the airport terminal too."
Mm-hmm.
They seem to be having a good time. I mean, you ever seen a bird having a bad time?
Right.
Especially when there's food that can get dropped. So they were just kind of bopping around, stealing stuff off the floor. Bird things.
Yep. So,
Wow Bao.
It was fine. Wow Bao was good.
Yep, we had Wow Bao. That was delicious.
I've never had that before. It was delicious.
Ate way too much. Kind of didn't feel good the next day.
Yeah, me either.
Just ate too much. Because what else are you going to do at an airport?
Yep, so, it was a little boring. So, yeah. But anyway, that was the whole trip. That was everything.
That was it.
So, but we loved it, and this is a plug. Hey, West Virginia Tourist Sports, sponsor us. We'll talk about it more.
We'll have to come back because we know you're getting a new state park.
Yes, at Summersville. You're getting a new state park at that lake.
We have the brochure.
And we are going to come back.
We are going back to West Virginia for sure. Really liked it a lot, so.
And it was awesome. And the people were great.
Yes. They were.
Everybody was very friendly, very talkative.
I'd say, yeah. All in all, great people, great scenery, slightly iffy hotels, but that's,
Yeah. I mean, the hotels were the worst part of the trip.
And let's face it, even the people at work who deal with booking hotels day in and day out don't even get it right.
No, it's just so hard to tell.
I mean, if you remember all those years ago, Mark and I got booked in a hotel for a work trip that apparently was mostly done by the hour.
Right.
Like, okie. That's great. I will just be locking my door and putting furniture in front of it. Thanks.
Uh-huh. Yep, been there, done that.
Yeah. many times. So, yeah. Hotels, you never know. I mean, it doesn't even matter what the TripAdvisor says, right?
Right. Well, I mean, yeah, I try to pick from that. But, West Virginia is a really good place if you want to have just kind of a loosey-goosey vacation, which is what we did. Just we picked points where we needed to be that night.
Yeah, like
And
today we
then,
got up and we're like, let's go to Mount Nebo.
right, let's, just go wherever looks interesting, whatever we see, what kind of catches our attention. I mean, there were a couple of things I knew I wanted to do. Like, we knew we wanted to hit those museums. I knew I wanted to see the Appalachian Trail.
Right.
But other than that, everything else was kind of open.
I think we found the asylum brochure at Flatwoods.
At Flatwoods.
Flatwoods Museum. And then the winery was just there's a sign
There's
that
a
says
winery. Yep.
So
The first winery.
Yes, the first winery.
The second winery was a nice woman at the souvenir shop in Harper's Ferry who told us.
Yeah, who said that they had a really nice one that was with like 15 minutes from Harper's Ferry over into Virginia.
Yep.
The faux Louisiana.
Yes.
Which was a little weird, but what was that?
Sorry. I reached over and scratched the ferret's nose and he said, "Oh, hi, Chomp."
Oh, well, I mean, yeah.
He's hungry. I probably should wrap this up and feed him.
Yeah.
It is past his dinner time.
Yeah, and it is time for a shower in bed for me.
Yep.
I'm tired. Been a long day. The boss is out with a kidney stone. God knows when he'll be back.
Oh. Yuck.
Yeah. Unexpected stress.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, well, shower and early bed.
Yep.
I'll talk to you tomorrow and I'll get these posted for everyone else soon.
Cool. Later.
Okay, bye.
Bye.